Hey guys, this is Tauna. Today, it looks like the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle set has been confirmed. You know, we basically knew that it was coming. Like, there was so many different hints for it to coming, but it does look like we have confirmation as of today of it, which is hilarious because it means that we have now returned to the plane of New York within 6 months, as opposed to Lorwyn, which took 18 years. So pictures have come out from New York showing off and confirming the set. Keep in mind that at New York Comic Con, we're going to see a panel to do with an upcoming set between Nickelodeon and Magic the Gathering, which I'll show you a second in that panel. And the art for it looks absolutely amazing. Now, before we do get into that, if you guys want to support the channel, head on down, support us on Ko-fi, and you guys can get a deck list made up for you. You can get a review for your deck, whatever you like. All that money there is going towards packs, which I'm heading down to PAX in literally about an hour. I'm going to be starting to take the train down there and everything like that. So, thank you so much for everyone who's supported so far. And if you can, support the channel, get yourself a deck list, feel free. As I said, we're going to be at PAX. I actually managed to get the special promo cards to be able to hand out to people. So on the front, it's got a special promo card of myself as one of the characters from Magic, with a whole bunch of, like, with my family and everything, and then on the back we've got a special promo code and stuff. So yeah, if you guys see me at PAX, make sure you come up to me and ask for one. So we did kind of, a lot of people thought that a Magic the Gathering set with Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles was coming for a bit after we had the Jumpstart card that showed up here. So this is Takeo the Patient Avalanche, a turtle ninja. But before that, we actually had one in Neo as well, back in Kamigawa Neon Dynasty. So since we kind of saw this, everyone's been kind of thinking about the fact that there could potentially be a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle set coming, and we had the confirmation of it basically today with this here. So this is a truck that is showing up in New York, which they've got the New York Comic Con coming up soon, where the announcement for this is meant to be happening. And you can see, this is Donatello and Raphael here, assumedly on the other side of it. We've got Michelangelo and Leonardo, but you can see up, it's got Magic the Gathering there. So that's the kind of important here, is that it does say Magic the Gathering on it. It's not just some random, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles truck going around. And yeah, you can see up the top here as well on the front there, Magic the Gathering, and then it's got the downwards slash, I don't know what that's called, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and then we can see the art here on the back as well. And oh boy, the art is absolutely amazing from these two pictures of art that we can see here. I really love it. I think that Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles is one of those franchises that can easily kind of cater towards kids, and they have been with like the couple of the most recent movies. But there's also a whole bunch of like grimdark stuff they can potentially dive into. For example, like the last Ronin storyline, which I'll get to in a second. So if you don't know, the panel here at New York Comic Con, I completely forgot to include the title of it here, but it's basically Nickelodeon X Magic the Gathering. So it says, get your exclusive look at the next powerful team up between Magic the Gathering and Nickelodeon. It's going to be redacted. And that's obviously going to be meant to be saying it's going to be radical, which was what they used for like the initial announcement back in 2018 for Rise of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. So, that's the panel. It's happening this weekend when I'm going to be away. So I'm not sure how I'm going to record that, given that I'm going to be away. Yeah, I didn't even think about that. Yeah, we'll see. We'll have to see as to how we can go with that. But either way, it's going to be pretty exciting. There's going to be some pretty cool stuff there. So, one of the big things that people ask is, does Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles even have enough to make a set? And to me, definitely. Like, if you look at it, it's one of those franchises that people have kind of grown up with. It's got much bigger. It's like much bigger than just the movies and the animated shows. There's multiple comic book lines that have gone for ages. There's a full multiverse with various different incarnations of the turtles and their enemies and stuff like that. Like, as I said, one of the most famous being that last Ronin storyline, where you've got one of the turtles, which I'm not going to spoil as to who it is, one of the turtles being the last one of the Ninja Turtles still alive. All the other ones have been killed off, and they're seeking vengeance against the grandson of the Shredder. And, it's meant to be like this really dark, kind of grimdark story. In fact, they're adapting it into an R-rated movie at the moment. So, there's a bunch of different stuff they can easily cover here. And, there's a huge list of just enemies and allies to the Turtles that could easily fill up a whole set. Stuff from, you know, ninjas, they've got aliens, they've got mutants and more. And the full franchise is actually owned by Paramount and thus, you know, Nickelodeon, because Paramount owns Nickelodeon. So there's a huge amount of stuff that they can potentially do with this. So pretty exciting. I'm really hoping that, unlike the Spider-Man set, this didn't start as a smaller set and then they expanded it into a bigger set, which I think was the major issue with the Spider-Man set, beyond the fact that they couldn't also put it on Magic Arena and Magic Online. But there's a huge amount of stuff they could potentially cover here. So I'm very, very excited to see exactly how they go. And, you know, I do think that it is a franchise that can fit relatively well into Magic. Once you get into, like, you know, the more kind of weird, fantastical, you know, you've got giant freaking turtles, right? Like, it can fit into the Magic lore, in my opinion, pretty well. But yeah, I'd love to hear from you guys as to what you think. And as I said, you know, I'm leaving for PAX in about an hour. So, you know, I'll see you guys potentially tomorrow at PAX. If you are going to be there, come up, hit me up. I'm going to be, you know, mostly around the Magic kind of areas and stuff. So have a great day and goodbye.